she was literally lied to, as far as she says. But when
Thank you! That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! The dust is finally settling when it comes to the all-out war going on over NTE using AI as a tool in their production for neverness to everness, or Hada Studio, I guess, using AI tools for neverness to everness. The usage of AI is obviously critical for a lot of artists that are, let's just say, for lack of a better term, their own livelihoods are at risk because of, if we were to normalize this thing, well, it's going to be hard to compete in that particular market, right? And I love this one comment. I had this comment. It was very beautiful, kind of harsh, kind of cold, but realistic nonetheless, which went and said that the only artists that are against AI are artists that know they don't have the means to compete in an evolving market. As an artist myself that is competent, I know for a fact I'll be just fine, AI or no AI. I provide so much value. There's no way I'm going to be replaced. So, and I really like that, because if you're an artist and you know this is the way of the world now, there's billions and trillions of dollars being thrown into this technology that makes, let's just say, your livelihood at risk. Shouting over rooftops online and looking for echo chambers where your only supporters are validation seeking little babies with issues, with real issues within themselves as a person, isn't gonna make your cause any better, right? Getting a bunch of upvotes and likes isn't gonna help your cause. Adapting, however, and making your craft better, that you're indispensable as an artist, is how you go about fixing this issue. And I shouts out to that commenter, man. If you enjoy this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe. It lets YouTube know that this is the type of content that people should probably be watching. So it really helps us out a ton. So if you would, I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. I wanted to go over a little bit of what happened after the aftermath here, where something kind of was swept under the rug, and I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I just want to talk about it real quick, where NTE actually, because of Hotori's release, and I'm pretty sure due to the entire backlash that's happening right now, basically gave a free tempo that's standard tempo. Now, okay, let's in if this was, say, for example, 2.0, 3.0, I would be look, I like NTE. I do. I have been defending NTE ever since the game launched, and whether it's this or that, I think the game has a lot of potential. I like what they're doing. I like the competition they're introducing to the market. I really do. However, the fact that it's standard is annoying, because why couldn't it be the resource? Again, I get to choose whether I throw it in the standard banner or in the limited banner. Now, is it all bad? Not necessarily, because let's face it, when you look at the meta currently for NTE, standard units are valuable. Like at the start of any gacha game, the standard banner units are incredibly valuable. That they're at their peak of value around that time. All right, so it isn't all bad, but this, I don't know. It makes me there's some of that Hoyo, that gacha dev type of manipulation and predatory tactics being done right here, and I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest with you. This type of moves makes me more on guard than anything else. So, but anyway, we're getting a free 10 pull when Hotori launches. That's going to be in 2 days. And if it's not enough for you, well, guess what? I can hook you up with, let's just say, some discounts in your gacha purchases using today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Gamsgo. Saving up on your gacha purchases can definitely add up over time, enabling you to purchase more things had you not saved up through services like Gamsgo. What's unique about Gamsgo is definitely the amount of sellers and offers that are available within the website. For example, the price over here for a Luna subscriptions, which I typically purchase, are of €4. However, if I were to scroll down here, I can look at a seller who is offering it for an even cheaper price, while the delivery time, of course, being the slight debuff when it comes to that, but that's not much of an issue if my purchase is, for example, not urgent like a Lunite subscription. To make a purchase is very simple. You pick what you want. I'm gonna choose this right here. I do want to give it a shot. I'm gonna enter my UID in the server in which I play, and I will click submit. And it's already here. I'm surprised by how fast it was. I just received a DM asking for information, and there it is, man. I have my Luna subscription right here. Very fast. Didn't even take 20 20 minutes that they said it might take. Huge shout out to Gamsgo for sponsoring this video. Make sure to use my link in the description box to collect more coupons that you otherwise would not get if you don't use my link in the description box for even more savings for your future gacha purchases. Let's get back into the video. Another thing that is happening right now is, of course, the player reaction aftermath, right? So the devs responded. They already said, I've covered in the previous video where they said, yes, we use AI tools. However, it's not doing everything. Even the GTA CEO said the same thing about development right there. You have to include AI for investors. That's the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, please. You gotta understand that if you are a developer right now, you have to include the term AI in development, or else investors won't even look at you because AI is the new technology. They have to do that. It's inevitable, like Thanos. So when you take that into consideration, this is gonna be the new norm because we live in an evolving world where we are taking the AI route. And unfortunately, as consumers, as let's just say normal folk, we don't get to dictate how the times go. The elite decide how the time go, all right? And we only follow along and we adapt as we go. Such are the times. So the devs took accountability, clarified everything for the misinformed, because if you've been keeping up with NTE's development process, you should have known about the usage of AI. But if you did not, well, for all the misinformed, well, now you know. NTE once again came out and said, yes, we use AI to this extent, and that's it. And finally, plus a tentpole that I hope is gonna remain a norm, right? I hope this remains a norm as time goes on. Like every second half of a patch, we get like a tentpole. That'd be pretty good, man. That'd be very, very good. So I do want to also go over the player sentiment. NTE's AI scandal proves players do not care anymore. I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest. Freaking player base. I'm in that camp. I'm enjoying NTE. I have to get to like level 24 and stuff. I'm having a good time. I just got like Nanali's skin. I just lucked out. I'm very happy about that. I'm waiting to see what I get in the standard. To pick from my two selectors. I'm trying to understand the meta. I'm trying to understand things. The game is good. The game it feels fresh. It feels nice. I'll probably keep playing it for the foreseeable future. Anybody that's against playing a video game because of what is normal nowadays, I'm sorry. You're just doing yourself a disservice. This level of morality is literally getting in the way of you trying things and having a good time with things that are literally free. But if you want to uphold your morals to that extent for the sake of virtue signaling online, then you do you, Pookie. But please understand that at least, do not get in the way of people's enjoyment about this. Like, feel free, you can keep virtue signaling, that's fine, but do not attack, do not harass. Like, we'll respect you, we respect your morals, we respect your moral high ground, I guess, but do not attack, do not harass. Let people enjoy their things, just like we're letting you, stand strong and stay true to your morals. Despite us, we know what is the incentive there, but it's fine. You keep doing your thing, man. So we have our man Stiorg going over this. I freaking love Stiorg videos. Without further ado,
a game launched 10 days ago, made $14 million on
that is a lot of money.
day one, then got hit with the nastiest controversies in recent gacha history.
That's not even nasty. The only thing that made it nasty is the backlash of basically a minority in the gaming sphere. Most gamers do not care. If you are a gamer, I think the Asmongold said this, if you are a gamer and you hate AI, just stop playing video games. Because they're everywhere. Like, that's it, it's over.
Streamers quit, voice actors quit, sponsors.
Voice actors are shooting themselves in the foot for this one. They're shooting themselves in the foot. If I was a voice actor, I would be like, look, how can I make a use of AI to any degree, or let me just, maybe change feels or anything. It's like, oh my God.
Pulled out. And players kept.
Sponsors pulled out? Then again, it makes sense because, well, sponsors, let's just say, it's business. Like, we're here because we've seen that your reputation is this, but now that your reputation is that, well, we don't know about that. Business is business, fair is fair, it is what it is.
Players kept playing.
Yes. Yeah, why wouldn't we? Tell me, why wouldn't we keep playing? It is literally dumb to not keep playing, especially if you enjoy the game. It's dumb, in my opinion.
I want to talk about what that actually means, because I don't think most people are asking the right question about this whole situation.
We gotta admit, Seorg's VTuber model is clean. That is a clean-ass model.
So for anyone who missed it, here's the short version. NTE launched on April 29th. Within days, players started finding what looked like AI-generated assets inside the game. Billboards in the city, a short film playing on in-game screens, and one of the assets looked almost identical to a scene from Weathering with You, a beloved Makoto Shinkai film that is very popular and I personally like. It was like really similar.
By the way, I don't think I've watched this before, so... it is what it is.
Side-by-side screenshots were everywhere. Then, Mouse, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, came out and said that Hotta Studio had told her team directly no AI is in the game.
Which is still open to speculation. Alright, because so you say, but it doesn't make much sense now, does it?
None.
Because the next day, the devs literally openly said we used it, and if you've been keeping up with the development process of the game, the devs already admitted to the usage of AI. It doesn't make sense as to why they would lie to you just to get you specifically to sponsor their own game when they already have big streamers like Asmongold already getting sponsored and promoting their game. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what she's trying to sell me. I am not buying.
And she found it midstream, so she uninstalled the game, called it the fastest uninstall
No, it's not midstream. I think it was post-stream. I think Shy Lily was the one that was midstream.
of her life, cancelled the sponsorship. Other creators followed. A voice actor in the game said she found out the project she worked on had been using AI and being dishonest about it. VTuber Shy Lily ended her stream early when she found out. And then Hotta Studio eventually responded, and they confirmed AI assets tooled were used on a small number of background and environmental assets. Not characters, not story, just some backgrounds. And they said they're reworking the flagged assets. One of the devs said a week before launch that they did use a little bit of AI, so it's kind of public from the start that...
Thank you. Oh, dude, like the people are so misinformed, or they don't do their due diligence in their own research before making like big claims and big moves in public. Look, if I were a big streamer, especially when it comes to sponsorships and stuff like this, I will have to do the most amount of research before going into something as big as that. Like, it's just good business practice. I don't know why they don't do that.
they use some AI in the background. That's the drama, that's what happened. But now here's what I actually want to talk about. Every video I've seen about this covers the same ground. Mouse was right to be upset. Hotta should have been transparent. AI...
I think Seorg's algorithm has been corrupted. Yeah, he doesn't see my videos in the algorithm. No. You're watching the wrong stuff there, man. You're in the wrong corner of the gacha streets, my man.
Bad. Okay, we know. But here's the thing that I can't stop thinking about. The players didn't leave. Like, not only did they not leave, a huge chunk...
Dude, it would be peak cinema. Where after Hattori, like next month's gacha revenue, it will be peak cinema once we see the numbers. And it will be even more peak cinema when we see that NTE is one of the biggest gachas. Man, I cannot wait, because this is a big gacha. Because this is, it ticks every single box. If you're a gacha gamer, this game's for you. Hands down, 1,000,000%. Just go and play it. It's literally free. Just download it and play it. Man.
Of the community actively defended the game. They said the backlash was performative. They said AI in background assets isn't the same as AI replacing artists. They said the game is genuinely good and a few billboard textures don't change that. And the numbers...
Thank God. Of course not.
Back them up. NTE is still pulling massive concurrent players. The Twitch viewership didn't collapse. The game didn't die. So who actually won this drama? Now, Irem kinda won the moral argument, clearly. She was lied to. She had every right to be...
So she says. Look, that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I think Seorg is taking her word for it, sure. To me, there's a huge incentive for her to behave the way she's behaving. It doesn't make any sense for her to, I've already said that before, let's go on.
I'm not disputing any of that. But when I see that the devs actually said publicly that they used AI, I don't know where this statement of them saying that they didn't use AI came from. And despite Ironman's...
He's doubting. He's pressing X for doubts. He is. He's waking up.
Winning the moral argument, the players won everything else.
Absolutely.
I think this controversy exposed something that's been true for a while, but nobody really talks about directly.
Players don't give a flying damn about morals as long as the game is convenient to them. And I would extend this further and say people, whatever the thing is, if it makes their life better, if it makes, let's just say it gives them joy, and it comes at the cost of certain levels of morality, like high levels of morality, people are willing to do the mental gymnastics necessary for them to not feel as bad as they enjoy the thing they enjoy and they find convenient. That's a fact. We all operate under this. Like, let's stop pretending to be hypocrites and angels walking amongst men. We're not.
Creators and players are responding to completely different things when they look at the game. When Ironmouse looks at NTE, she's thinking about her reputation, her audience, the artist she...
He's saying it. He's saying it. Yep, that's the incentive, man. Yep, there's an incentive. There it is.
knows personally, the contracts she signs. She lives in a world where AI is a direct threat to people she cares.
Yeah, the community there, I already said that in my previous video, the community that she's in is, you are literally the enemy public #1 if you stand by AI to any extent. Even as a fence sitter, you can't fence sit AI or anything. You're against it or you're not with us. She has to do what she got to do. Look, either I hate AI or bye-bye my career. What do you think she's going to choose? And let's face it, if we were Iron Mouse, what the hell do you think we were going to choose? You guessed it. We will be doing the exact same thing Iron Mouse is doing. I'll start. I would do that. I would 100% do that. That's just the smart thing to do.
About. And she was literally lied to, as far as she says. But when...
Thank you! That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! Thanks! There it is! As the script progresses, he's waking up to the fact. Thank you!
The player looks at NTE, they're thinking about whether the game is fun, whether the city feels alive, whether pulling for a character feels rewarding, whether the story goes anywhere.
I'll be honest, the gacha system is the best I've ever seen. Period. The amount of strategizing I've went on and I got rewarded for tackling the gacha system is nothing short but incredible. Yesterday, I really wanted to get Nanali's skin, right? I got her early again for some reason. I have now an E1 Nanali without the skin, and I was so mad, dude. I was like, my account is bricked. That's it. However, I noticed that where I am at the board, I'm close to the skin. Like, I'm very close to like the rainbow bridge of the skin, and I'm like, God, just make it happen, and he did. I strategized. I kept going, and I didn't say I bricked my account. I just didn't quit my account. I kept pushing until I attempted the rainbow bridge. It worked. I got it. My account was saved because I don't want to keep playing Nanali without the skin. I'll be honest. Nanali to me is with the skin. The Phoenix kick skin, that's just the best. All right, that's just me though.
Were interesting. The billboard in the background of a side quest, most of them never even notice it until someone put it on Twitter. Neither of those reactions is wrong. They're just coming from completely different places. But what the drama revealed is that when a controversy hits, the creator class and the player class don't necessarily move together. And that gap is bigger than...
What?
Coming from completely different places. But what the drama revealed is that when a controversy hits, the creator class and the player class don't necessarily move together. And
it depends on the creator. I moved the exact same as like the player class because I consider myself a player first before I'm a creator. But if you're a VTuber where your community is against that very thing, and as a creator, you are made by your own community, believe it or not. Without the community, the creator is nothing. Iron Mouse has a community of people that hate AI, considering the VTuber space, especially that particular part. I think there's some VTubers that are cool with AI. Not everybody's the same, but her community is that. All right, that's her community. It is what it is. So, unfortunately, because of that, she's gonna have to operate in this particular fashion. That's the strategic thing to do. And I'll be honest, like I said before, we'd all be probably operating the same way because that's the strategic thing to do. There could be some morals there too, but I doubt it considering how she pretended that they lied and everything, and she tried to like virtue signal like that even more and try to throw them under the bus and make them like an enemy. Just so that to get her community riled up even more and defend her. It's pathetic. It feels really, really slimy, malicious, rat behavior that I don't know. I feel like the name Mouse there is kind of fitting. But then again, that's just what makes sense to me. But I'm not saying this is fact. I'm saying this, of course, as speculation that just makes sense, that I would say is probably 80% true. However, for the rest of the creators, like, I feel like everybody's just chilling. I think the only one that's like in the gacha space, for example, that's complaining about this is Saint Tontas because, well, dooming NTE is the no one is doing that except for him, and he needs to attract, like, you know, he's like the black sheep there. But I understand like why you want to do that, because no one is doing this. So like you can grab anybody that just, you know, hates NTE, while everybody fights over the people that like NTE. I see the strategy there, but I don't know, it feels somewhat disingenuous just throwing this. It's a beautiful game, man. I think it's a good game. I'm just saying.
That gap is bigger than most people realize, because the assumption in gaming discourse is usually that if the creators are upset, the players will follow. And that's how it's supposed to work, and it actually worked that way. The community has a reaction, it creates pressure, the developer responds, or the game suffers.
Oh, so in the wait.
Work that way. The community.
Yeah, this box right here is an early, I think, because I landed on this box here too, and I got an early. Yeah, this is where I got my S1 Denali. Oh, well, the more we know.
It has a reaction, it creates pressure, the developer responds, or the game suffers. But the majority of players weren't really upset. Actually, I'm curious where you stand on here. Drop a comment and tell me honestly, did the AI drama—
I'm making a whole video, man, and no, it didn't affect us at all. If anything, it just gave me more content, really, yippee.
but change how you feel about NTE? Did you quit? Did you stay? Or did you even know about it until right now? I genuinely want to know, because I think the answer is more split than people are admitting. And here's why I think this matters beyond just NTE specifically. We are living through a moment in gaming where AI is everywhere.
In life, really, in human society, I would take it even further.
And nobody has figured out the rules yet. Every game studio is using it somewhere.
We're like in My Hero Academia, quirks were introduced to the populace, and there was chaos. The society didn't know how to adapt to people with superpowers. We're basically going through the same thing here too. It's like there's going to be a bit of chaos where people, you know, grasp and understand the idea of let's just say an AI assistant in our daily lives. It's going to be tricky, but here we are.
Are being upfront about it, a lot are not. And I'm telling you, most of them are—
Change typically is scary to people. That's a thing. That's a human reaction that is very normal. But for a lot of us, it's like, oh, well, we grew up with the internet, so we see change happen very fast all the time. So it's like, okay, oh, this is a new thing. Okay, cool.
Are using AI. And the NTE situation is probably not the last time this happens. It's not even close to the last time. Turns and Desert went through almost the exact same thing. Our creators got called out for AI voices. This is the new normal. And what the player response to NTE tells us is that the audience's tolerance for this is higher than the creator community's tolerance.
Because people aren't, especially players in the silent majority, to be very specific, which I'm happy to be a part of, is we know, like, we understand how the world works, we understand how things are, we understand we live in a very fast evolving world. This is the new normal. Okay, great, we adapt accordingly. However, will I let this get in the way of my enjoyment? Hell no. Especially a free one? Hell no.
Not because players don't care about—
Especially when they use it to just a normal extent. This isn't all AI made. This isn't an AI going, oh, I'm bored today, no one is telling me to do shit. You know what? I'm just gonna make a video game, and it makes NTE. That's not how it works. Like a whole process, developers using AI as a tool, like you use Photoshop. It does what you tell it to do, and there you go. Like Premiere Pro, like Google, Chrome, whatever. Like it's a new app, and just because it functions slightly differently in how powerful it is as an assistant, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not just a tool. People act like the AI was just bored and just created a video game.
Artists, I think most of them do. But because for a player, the game has to cross a different threshold before they walk away. It has to affect what they actually experience. The story, the characters, the gameplay, the things they actually touch. Background, billboard, textures, come on. For most players, that's not it. But there's the
question— Yeah, no one cares. Like a background, what?
Question that keeps me up at night thinking about this. If players' tolerance is this high, what stops
For example, this is a great video. And if I can do this. Here, watch this. Stjorg's model here has like some white in his hair. Like it's not, the background isn't fully cut, right? You can notice like where my mouse is, there's some white over there, all right? Does this mean this is a shit video? Of course not. This is a great video. That's basically what's happening right now. It's like saying this whole video is bad, regardless of how well received it is. Oh, it's a shit video because he happened to have white in his hair. That's literally the equivalence.
Here's the question that keeps me up at night thinking about this. If players' tolerance is this high, what stops studios from pushing further?
Ooh, now that's a good question. Yeah, they're just going to keep pushing more. And the reality is there's nothing we can do about it, whether we go against it or not. This is going to happen regardless. Why? Like I said before, we're just the normal folk. Like most people aren't going to let things, especially like high morals, get in the way of what's convenient, what's cheap, what's free. People are willing to do enough mental gymnastics to keep adapting to the new world, which is almost every single month.
If the community doesn't walk when it's background, will they walk when it's cutscenes? Will they walk when it's character art? Where is the actual line? Because
Yeah, that's a good question.
if there is no line, then the creator community screaming into the void is the only thing creating any pressure at all. And the NTE situation showed that even that pressure has limits. Okay, here's where I actually land on this. I made a video about NTE. I told the comeback story. Hota Studio lost everything with Tower Fantasy. I came back
Yes.
better. I believe that story, and I still believe it. But I think Hota made a mistake that goes beyond the AI itself. They got caught in a lie, okay? Assuming that this is real, that
He said it. I was about to crash out on Steel, but he said it.
they told Iron Mouse's team that there was no AI. That's not a gray area, okay? That's not we used it for atmosphere rendering only. That's a direct lie to secure a sponsorship. And that's
If that's true, again.
a trust problem that doesn't go away just because the players kept playing. At the same time, I think some of the discourse around this went way too far. The game wasn't made with a ChatGPT prompt. Hundreds of artists worked on it for years.
Exactly.
The city of
Of
Hetero,
course.
the characters, the story, that's real
Yep.
human work. Throwing all of
Yep.
that out because of background textures in side quests feels like it misses something important. The truth is somewhere in the middle, and nobody wants to be in the middle right now because the middle isn't very loud.
Huh. I feel like we're all in the middle. Am I nuts?
Hota Studio should have been honest from the start, full stop, and the player community is
But they were. They were. Wait. I need to hear this again.
worked on it for years. The city of Hetero, the characters, the story, that's real human work. Throwing all of that out because of background textures in side quests feels like it misses something important. The truth is somewhere in the middle, and nobody wants to be in the middle right now because the middle isn't very loud. Hota Studio should have been honest from the start.
Because the middle isn't very loud.
Right now, because the middle isn't very loud.
That's fair. The silent majority is typically not very loud, but I feel like a lot of them are in the middle. Because here's the thing. If we were to be asked in a perfect world, of course, yeah, we would love artists to keep their job, for things to remain like we know it. It's working. It's fine, right? People that love art get to have get to do what they love for a living. That's great. That's everybody's dream, really, to just do what you love to do for a living. That's amazing. But the reality is, we understand how the world works, right? Unfortunately, where we are in this situation, and we are at a crossroad where the usage of AI is going to dictate just how we really evolve as a society. Really, I dare say it is really that big of an impact. So whilst yes, this is an impact on a small bubble like a gaming and entertainment now, it's gonna change more, because I'll be honest, AI is making millionaires every single day. People that manage to exploit this technology either are becoming millionaires, or they get to do their job with such efficiency and ease. They get to do multiple things with their time in their life. That's how much AI impacts people's lives for the better, while it impacts other people's lives for the worse. Just like anything, really, anything new, anything that comes in to human society, huge new technology, it's going to change things. It is what it is. Just like, for example, video calls, right? I'm pretty sure that changed things. COVID came. It created remote work, for example. So much happened that changed how we perceive what is normal. We start to have a new normal. And within that new normal, you either adapt or you live mad, basically.
Hota Studio should have been honest from the start, full stop, and the player community
but they were. I think Stjorgir kind of forgot about that.
is allowed to decide the game is still worth their time or not. Also full stop. Both these things are true. But I really think that the assets that already existed in the game that they already removed now weren't that much of a problem.
They weren't. Thank you. It's not a big deal, but they had to calm people down. It was either that or owning it, say fuck you, and that fuck you is going to keep creating some level of opposition. It's going to create like a faction of players that are opposing NTE and are going to keep trying to boycott NTE through big CCs like Iron Mouse. And why deal with that, especially at a critical moment at launch? This is what they have to stay ahead of the 8 ball. If they get behind the 8 ball, they'll never get ahead. So whilst yes, it feels like the most based Giga Chat thing they could have done is definitely, yes, we use it, you can kiss our ass, we're not going to change anything. The strategic thing was obviously to do what they did. I think that was smart. Plus, they either also had to compensate players as well, and I feel like they already gave out a lot of free stuff, so like I don't think they're willing to keep giving out more free stuff because they have to make money off the launch. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Wasn't a big deal. It didn't really define the game, and I don't think you have been playing the game because of that, or you have quit the game or didn't like the game because of that. So when I say the players won, I mean they won this round. The game is still alive, the player count didn't collapse.
I'll be honest, the only reason why I want NTE to keep like really exploding in popularity is just for the others to also get their heads out of their boxes and you know, change things up and adapt to a new evolving market, right? Because what NTE does is it shifts how it shakes the market. It makes the others having to adapt. It's like when, I don't know if you guys ever tried selling something, but when you're selling something and then all of a sudden it works, like you just keep having your sales, everything's chilling, but then in comes a new competitor that is selling your stuff for less with the same level of quality. You have to adapt to that, or else you just won't get any sales at all. And that's why I want NTE to succeed, so that the others can start adapting, so that we as a community start to have, let's just say, a dynamic competition between these big gacha companies that keep giving us free, better experiences within these games. Because ultimately, I want you to remember, because this gets lost in the sauce, you, the player, the consumer, are the ultimate commodity to this entire formula. You are what all of these gacha waifus, these developers, these CCs, everybody is trying to attract. All right, you hold the key to many things. You are incredibly valuable in this space. I want you to remember that.
NTE is going to keep
and please act accordingly.
Going or even get better. But I'm not sure that's a comfortable win, because if the lesson studios take from this is we can use AI, get caught, issue a mild statement and survive, then what actually changed? That's
yeah, the one free 10 pull in the standard banner is not doing it. Give us another S rank. Give us free Hattori, shit.
the question I keep coming back to. Not what
I'm playing. I know some of y'all in the comments go, oh my god, these Gen Zs are wanting, oh my god, they don't. Look, a man can hope. A man can hope.
Their NTE is good. Not whether everness was right. Not whether the players are naive, like every single video we're seeing now. But what does the studio have to do before the player community actually walks away?
Just keep producing good updates. Keep the game good. Keep taking care of your player base. Keep listening to feedback. They'll be just fine. That's it. This is a nothing burger. The majority of the player base within their community know this. The same reason why Snowbreak kept making goon content, like ZZZ adapted and became a more goon game, all right? It's basically the developer understanding what their community is, and they keep feeding them that very thing. It's like Azure Premilia. I heard Azure Premilia doesn't have guy characters because the studio had a previous game that was Gooner, and they understand that they cannot betray their community. Same way as Iron Mouse could not betray her community and had to start making shit up like the developers lying when they were obviously open from the start. Right? Like people, they have to do that. Like it's just smart business. And I feel like this is where NTE is. This is the community they have. They have a bunch of players that don't necessarily care about. I think they have the best type of players. We're not too demanding. Just make sure the quality is up. You keep taking one step ahead of the competition, and you know, treat us good and listen to the feedback, because we have this symbiotic relationship where you take money, we take a good dev to player relationship plus a good freaking product. It's just a win-win for everybody.
Because I genuinely don't know the answer, and I think that answer matters a lot for where this whole industry goes next. AI is a big thing now. Tell me what you think in the comments, and if you stayed with NTE or quit. I really want to know why, because this—
I'm staying with NTE. I'm staying with NTE. I'm still with Wu. I mean, they just made the freaking Hayuki. I think Hayuki is by far the best character I've ever played. We have Denia coming out. We have the Cyberpunk collab. NTE, we have Hattori in like 3 days. We're gonna see 1.1. We have Chaos and freaking Lacrimosa with her adorable cutie. Who else? I think we have also, like, I'm seeing other characters being shown, probably people that are ahead in the story. There's so much to look forward to, man. I think with NTE and Wu as a combination, for me personally, I'm eating really good, man. I'm not quitting neither. There's no reason for me to quit neither. I'm having a blast. It's not like Arknight's Endfield where, like, I'm really confused. I don't know what to do. It's tricky. There's so much to digest. It feels a little too advanced right off the bat. It's scary to understand. No, this is simple. I've seen this 100 times. That's hell. Some people complain because they've seen this 100 times. They don't want to deal with this no more. But to me, I'm like, oh, look, when I finish my 10 minutes of Wuwa, I get to just come in here and do exploring a whole new world. Well, great. Maybe in the future I might quit it when, like, all I have to do within both gachas is just do dailies and log out. I might consider it. But for now, moving from one gacha where I do the dailies / moving to another where I explore an entire world, an entire universe, I feel like it's a good time.
Conversation is far from over, and for me, I'm sticking with NTE, and I think AI is going to be used even more and is going to be more tolerated in the future. And for some reason, I feel like this is going to be inevitable.
Of course it will. Because you do not get to dictate what's okay and what's not okay. The elite does. Especially, more dangerously, the market does. Because people will virtue signal in front of you, but in their own personal lives, once they see convenience, or especially more dangerously, they can use a tool to get ahead of you. Whilst you are restricted by your own morals, they have a choice to make: their morals or getting ahead of you. And here's the thing, whether people want to admit it or not, a lot of people live off and get off getting ahead of others. That's very important to people. Surpassing others, being better than others, it's very important to human beings. I'm talking like I'm a goddamn alien, but that's the truth. It's very important to us, knowing that you're a top dog in your environment. It's uplifting. It's good. It's people chase that feeling, right? And due to that fact, you're gonna see a lot of let's just say contradiction in people's behaviors come the future, especially as this gets more normalized and as it advances even more as a technology. Danger in the screen is quite fitting indeed.
Shout out to my supporters. If you want to be one of those people, you can become a channel member by clicking join under the video. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time.
Go support Jorg! Huge, amazing video, man. I'll be honest, man. I think this situation will blow over eventually, and it'll just be in the rear back. The only time it will resurface is when they make the usage of AI more blatant, and we're gonna have a bunch of virtue signalers once again taking that and let's just say farm a bunch of upvotes on Reddit or Twitter. And besides that, I don't think like the normal average a gamer is just gonna care about this stuff, especially one that understands just how the world works. I mean, like, we're not like babies, we know how things are. So we're not defending AI necessarily. For anybody that thinks that we're defending AI or anything, this is not us defending AI. This is just coming to terms with a very fast evolving world, and you adapt accordingly, or you can just keep being miserable. I mean, you have a choice to make, really. And I'll be honest, just like a lot of people, when it comes to this degree of AI, I feel like it's a good line to remain in. And if it goes out of hand and it starts to affect quality and other things in our personal lives, well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will speak out against that. But until that happens, it's a bit of a nothing burger. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be seeing ya.